The following content has been generated with artificial intelligence under minimal human supervision. The data presented may contain errors or inaccuracies. The opinions expressed in this content do not necessarily reflect the vision, position, or values of DigiAll. We recommend verifying critical information with additional sources before making decisions based on this content.
Welcome to DigiAll Tech News. Today is Wednesday, January 28th, 2026. I'm Kylie Brooks, and this is where technology becomes clear and engaging. A viral AI assistant renamed after legal pressure from Anthropic now has over 44,000 GitHub stars, despite security concerns. Chinese tech giants from Alibaba to Baidu are racing to release advanced AI models with aggressive user promotions and open-source strategies. Google settles for $68 million over claims its voice assistant recorded conversations without user consent. Cisco's CEO warns the AI boom will bring both victors and carnage, comparing it to the dot-com bubble of 2000. Anthropic transforms Claude into a workplace command center with direct integrations for Slack, Figma, and Asana. Let's start with something that's been making waves in the developer community. You might have heard about Moltbot, but here's the thing. It's not called that anymore. Meet Moltbot, the personal AI assistant that went viral and then had to rebrand after getting legal pushback from Anthropic. The developer, Peter Steinberger, an Austrian programmer, built this as a solo project during a break from his work at PSPDFKit. And honestly, the concept is fascinating. Unlike chatbots that just talk, Moltbot actually does things. We're talking managing your calendar, sending messages through your apps, even checking you in for flights. It's trying to be that AI assistant we've all been promised for years. The GitHub community clearly loves it, over 44,200 stars and counting. Even Cloudflare's stock jumped 14% in pre-market trading just because Moltbot uses their infrastructure. But here's where I get a bit cautious. This thing runs on your own device, which sounds great for privacy until you realize it's vulnerable to prompt injection attacks. Imagine getting a malicious message that tricks your AI into executing commands you never intended. Security experts are recommending you isolate it in a separate environment if you're going to use it. And let's be real, installation requires some serious technical chops, so this is definitely for the early adopter crowd, not your average user. Oh, and Steinberger even dealt with scammers hijacking his GitHub for crypto schemes during the rebrand. It's been quite a journey for what started as a personal tool called Claude. Now, if you thought the AI race was intense before, buckle up. Just over a year after DeepSeek shook things up by undercutting ChatGPT on price, Chinese tech companies are absolutely flooding the market with new models. Moonshot AI just released Kimi K2.5 with video generation and what they're calling agentic capabilities. That's AI that can perform tasks autonomously, not just chat. They claim it outperforms leading US models. Then Alibaba dropped Qwen 3 Max Thinking, saying it's superior on something called Humanity's Last Exam Benchmark. It's got features like tool selection and context from past conversations, and they're offering it at incredibly low costs. Baidu's Ernie 5.0 reportedly beat Google's Gemini 2.5 Pro, and their stock hit a 3-year high because of it. Here's what's really interesting though. Google DeepMind's Demis Hassabis says Chinese models are still months behind the US, but that's not stopping them from gaining serious ground. The strategy is different. Chinese firms are going hard on open source and low-cost access, targeting emerging markets. According to Microsoft, DeepSeek usage in Africa is 2 to 4 times higher than other regions, and they're not just competing on benchmarks, they're competing on adoption. Tencent's Yuanbao AI is literally giving away 1 billion yuan in cash promotions. Alibaba's integrating their Qwen app with shopping and payments, claiming over 100 million users. It's a fascinating contrast to the US approach. They're prioritizing ecosystem integration and user growth over pure technical superiority. Speaking of privacy concerns, Google just agreed to pay $68 million to settle a class action lawsuit about its voice assistant. The allegations? That Google Assistant was activating and recording conversations without consent, even when users didn't say the wake word. They're calling these incidents false accepts. But it gets worse. The lawsuit claims these unauthorized recordings were shared with third parties and used for targeted advertising. Google didn't admit any wrongdoing in the settlement, which feels like a familiar refrain at this point. Remember when Apple paid $95 million in 2021 over similar Siri recording issues? It's becoming a pattern. And this isn't Google's only privacy headache. They settled with Texas for $1.4 billion last year over state data privacy law violations. What concerns me is how these companies keep getting caught doing the exact thing users fear most about these devices, that they're always listening. Even if it's unintentional, even if it's a technical glitch, the impact is the same. Your private conversations are being recorded and potentially monetized. And these settlements, they might be big numbers, but for companies this size, they're just the cost of doing business. Chuck Robbins, CEO of Cisco Systems, just gave us a reality check about the AI boom we're living through. He's saying this will fundamentally transform society beyond even what the internet did, but there's going to be serious disruption along the way. His words? Victors and carnage. He's comparing the current market enthusiasm to the dot-com bubble of 2000, when Cisco's own value dropped 80%. Of course, the survivors went on to thrive, which is probably why Cisco is betting big on this. They're reporting £1.3 billion in AI infrastructure orders this quarter alone. But here's what really caught my attention. Robbins is being brutally honest about jobs. He says positions will be changed or eliminated, especially in areas like customer service. His quote is worth repeating. You shouldn't worry as much about AI taking your job as you should worry about someone who's very good using AI taking your job. That's the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to hear, but everyone needs to understand. He's also acknowledging the risks are real. More advanced cyber attacks, more sophisticated scams. Cisco's using quantum technology for enhanced security, and he says the industry is building defenses proactively. On the geopolitical front, there's a contest between the US and China for AI leadership, but Robbins thinks the UK has strong potential to become an AI superpower through adoption. The comparisons to warnings from JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon and Alphabet's Sundar Pichai about irrational AI funding are pretty stark. We might be in a bubble, but the question is who will be standing when it pops. And finally, Anthropic is making a bold move to turn Claude from a simple chat interface into what they're calling a workplace command center. They've announced integrations that let you interact directly with business apps like Slack, Figma, and Asana without ever leaving Claude. Imagine building project timelines in Asana, drafting Slack messages, creating presentations in Canva, generating flowcharts in Figma's FigJam, all within one interface. The partnerships include Amplitude, Box, Clay, Hex, Monday.com, and they've got Salesforce integration coming soon. This is built on something called MCP Apps, an open source extension of their Model Context Protocol. It includes consent prompts to help avoid errors, which is smart. If you're a paid Claude subscriber, Pro, Max, Team, or Enterprise, you get access at no extra cost. Enterprise admins can manage which MCP servers their teams use. This builds on the success of Claude Code, which companies like Uber, Netflix, and Spotify have already adopted. Anthropic's CEO Dario Amodei has been predicting AI will soon replace many software developers and half of white-collar jobs, so this integration push makes strategic sense. They're trying to position Claude as a central hub like Salesforce or Slack. There are some notable gaps. Microsoft 365 isn't included yet, and security concerns like prompt injections are still on the table, though Anthropic says they're advancing agent safety measures. It's an ambitious vision of AI as the interface layer for all your work tools. Whether it delivers on that promise, we'll be watching closely. From viral AI assistants facing legal challenges to Chinese tech companies flooding the market, from privacy settlements to workplace AI integrations, it's clear we're in the middle of a massive transformation. The AI race is accelerating, and as Cisco's CEO reminded us, there will be winners and losers. We'll keep tracking these developments as they unfold. Thank you for staying informed with Digital Tech News. We'll be back with more updates as they develop.